Hello, everyone. I'm Lindsay Fox, and I'm joined here with our Water Peace Project advisor and my Hado brother, Hiro Emoto. And Hiro is the son of Dr. Masaru Emoto, and Hiro carries on his father's legacy at IHM and Office Masaru Emoto in Tokyo, Japan. Hi, Hiro. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Lindsay. Thank you for inviting me to join you on such a special day.
And today we are calling all water warriors because today, March 11th, marks the 11th anniversary when the devastating earthquake, tsunami, and nuclear accident occurred in Japan in 2011. And that was when Dr. Emoto began holding a daily global prayer and asking the world to join in. And it was funny because he asked me to create this Facebook event, and 44,000 people joined in maybe less than 72 hours. And we felt this incredible resonance with everyone, wanting to connect and do something. And it was then that Dr. Emoto had asked the world to dedicate the 11th as a day that we pray for peace in the world. And since then, we have been holding our monthly water ceremony for peace. And with the current state of the world, we need to unite in peace more than ever. And Hiro, I was going through all the activities with you and your father after the disaster, and especially with providing the MRET water to the people after the nuclear accident. And, that must have been a really difficult time now. And they're planning to dispose that nuclear waste in the ocean, which we know that should not happen. And would you be willing to share a little bit about what that was like when that happened and what it's
Yeah, yeah, well, I really cannot forget that day for sure. I was working in my office here, in Tokyo when that earthquake happened. And there was a huge, huge shake that I had never felt before. And it kept getting bigger and bigger. So, I rushed outside to evacuate. And a lot of people already there, evacuate outside. And then I was watching the buildings like shaking, sideways to the left, to right. And oh my God, I thought like, it's
the end of
the
the
end of
world.
the world. Yeah.
Scary.
And, that happened in Tokyo, which was like 400 kilometers away from the, epicenter that was in Tohoku. And, it must have been very difficult for people in there for sure. But, Japan is a country that is very used to earthquake. So even with the magnitude of 9.0 earthquake happened, most buildings are okay, did not collapse. But the reason why so many people lost their lives was, of course, the tsunami that followed after that. So it was really, really scary at the time. Soon after the earthquake, the tsunami warning was issued for almost entire Pacific coast of Japan, especially in the Tohoku area. There was a great tsunami warning, which I had never heard of. Many people were swallowed by the tsunami and died. And maybe you guys watched that, from TV, that was unbelievable, just like a scene from a movie. The images, the water mercilessly swallowing the more and the more cities. That was so unforgettable incident, I'm sure, for all of Japanese people. So, after that, my father and our team went to affected areas to support local people. And, in the beginning, we visited and we gave like Hado consultation to people there. and we make a Hado water for them to drink. And so that was in the beginning. And then after that, we received supports from country of Thailand. They sent us the special water through our friends, Vincent. And so they really wanted to support, especially the people who were living in the Fukushima area because of the nuclear leaks. A lot of people had a problem, health problem, and there's a big concern. So the water, it was called emerald water. It's a special water invented by the Russian scientist. So a lot of water came through the Thai embassy to us. So we started to deliver these special water to the people in Fukushima. So, this water really detoxifies all the bad materials from the body, including nuclear substance. So a lot of people had a benefit by drinking the water there. So that activity that was under Emoto Peace Project, not for profit organization, continued for years. So yeah, a lot of people had a benefit by drinking that water. So that was a activity my father and we did together. And also he visited many places, the coast, the place devastated by tsunami, and then a lot of the collapsed the buildings. And we had a prayer ceremony there with the local people. Yeah, so it was really memorable things, and we never forget. And he went there, give seminars and to encourage people. And so we can really change the reality with our positive consciousness, as the water crystal showed. And so yeah, he have been doing a lot of things to support the local people in Tohoku, and especially people in Fukushima. And we have a lot of supports from people outside for our activity as well. So that's why we could continue to do this. So I would like to express the gratitude for people who support our activities. So yeah, it's
That's
been.
important. And thank you for sharing that, because, people don't realize what other people are going through when it's actually happening. And, it's
Mhm,
not a memory we want to hold on to, but it definitely is unforgettable. And, that water probably provided a lot of, you were
mhm,
sharing with me about how they code the water with a Hado code that,
mhm,
for immunity. And,
mhm,
love and gratitude plays an important role in that. Basically, it's like a Hado code for love and gratitude. Is that what you would say?
mhm.
And
Hado. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that was before the Fukushima nuclear incident happened. There was a same, very small scale, but nuclear leaks happened in Ibaraki Prefecture. And then we had a member living there, and then very close to that, the nuclear reactor. And then the member sent the water to us for photographing water crystal, and then we did. And that was a well water, natural water from the ground. So we're supposed to see some water crystals from there, but from that water, no crystal at all, nothing at all. It's just dirty, and it's just dark, and it's very scary picture. But same water, we put Hado, the vibration of love and gratitude. We imprint that information to the water. Then we observe water crystal. Then it shows like shining hexagonal water crystal. So it changed the, because of the power of love and gratitude.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he would say that love plus gratitude equals immunity. And
Yes.
I believe one of the lessons that he taught in Hado school was the energetics behind love and gratitude and why that's so. And he explained it like this, that just as yin and yang support and balance each other, that we believe our world and universe has begun from love, and gratitude is the recipient. And
Mm-hmm.
that love cannot survive by itself, no matter how much positive energy of love is released. It doesn't energize if there's nothing or nobody to receive it. And
Right.
that we exist by resonating with each other. And when resonance starts, the vibrations occur. And that that's the source of our existence. That love is the source of the giving vibration, and gratitude is the source of receiving vibration.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very
that
good.
was, thank you. He used to say that to me too.
Very good
Good student.
student. He would say that.
And then, can you share a little bit about, like, so basically, you wanted to share some.
Yeah, I would like to share the article from this book, Message from Water, the Final, that was published 3 years ago, because this is the article my father wrote about what happened, 11 years ago today, and then what we can learn from it. So it's just 5 paragraphs, but I would like to read.
Okay, great.
Okay, yeah. On March 11, 2011 at 2:46 p.m., the magnitude 9.0 Tohoku Pacific Ocean earthquake occurred in Japan, resulting in 15,000 deaths and 2,500 missing people. Could any scientist predict this disaster? Many people around the world saw the power of nature through video footage of this event. Ordinary water heals us beautifully. However, the water seen on the TV screens was just like the appearance of an executor who was punishing the people without mercy. That must have been a warning from the divine to humanity at large, not just the Japanese or people from the Tohoku region. What kind of warning was it? It must have been a warning that we human beings should have more dialogue with the Earth's wilderness. The fact that Fukushima nuclear plant was devastated and the leaking radioactivity was a message to us. I would venture to say that it could have been a warning to close the Pandora's box of nuclear power. We need to be more humble and start dialogue with the nature like we used to in the past. The source of nature is water. The art of mastering what water has been all but abandoned by human beings. Not only that, but many researchers either ignore or devalue its significance. But now, those who have held the reins of power up to now can no longer ignore the truth in water. Whether we can continue to live on this planet depends on whether we can live in harmony with our wilderness areas. And the most important keywords are love and gratitude, because what exposed to those words show the most beautiful reaction. So that's the
That's amazing.
article. Yeah, he wrote after the earthquake.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And it is really true when you look at the difference of the water before and after. It's
Yeah.
undeniable, the transformation. And that is the truth about water. With his
Hmm.
water memory theory about water being able to record, store, and transmit wave information from one molecule to the next, we know that all water is connected and that water has no boundaries, right? And just like water has no boundaries, same with nuclear contamination probably knows no boundaries, right? It's atomic energy, basically. And
Hmm.
so, with all these things happening, maybe the potential release of that into the ocean, the situation with Ukraine and the power plants under attack. And I mean, it feels like these situations, just like your father feared that it was going to get worse and worse, so that we needed to do something. This is
Yeah.
beyond, dire straits. And
Hmm.
it also is why he started the Emoto Peace Project, right? Your
Hmm. Hmm.
father really was a true humanitarian, and I believe he raised you the same way. And I'm so grateful for you both and everyone who resonates, because we need that power between us,
Hmm.
amongst us. And his lessons really continue to inspire me in a way that transcend, literally, because every time I could reread the same lesson again and get deeper. He wrote this message 16 days after the accident, when the reactors at the Fukushima plant started to leak, contaminating the ocean, air, water molecules surrounding the area. And he wrote this:
Hmm.
human wisdom has not been able to do much to solve the problem, but we're only trying to cool down the anger of the radioactive material in the reactors by discharging water to them. And is there really nothing else to do? I think there is. And during the 20 years of research in measuring Hado and water crystal photographic technology, I've been witnessing that water can turn positive when it receives the pure vibration of human prayer, no matter how far away it is. And he believed that the energy formula behind that, he used an example of Albert Einstein's E equals MC squared. And he translated that to what that really meant was energy equals the number of people participating squared by their consciousness. Or you could say maybe the number of people participating in resonance,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
really, this is the time we all need to join in prayer ceremony as fellow citizens of the planet Earth. And he wrote he'd like to ask all people, not just in Japan, but around the world, to help find a way out of this crisis for our planet. And I love his writings. And here we are today, all with the same problems, building and building. And it's truly up to us to come together to create world peace, right? Peace begins within. And Hiro, will you please touch on these important lessons about the power of prayer taught at Hado School?
Yeah, my father held a lot of many water blessing ceremonies everywhere in the world because he experienced that power prayer change the water, the materially even as well. He did prayer experiment at Dam Lake or Fujiwara together with Buddhist monk, and that event really changed his life after that. At the time, the Buddhist monk and send a prayer to the dam lake. That dam lake is polluted because it's not circulating. So it's not a good water. But he sent the prayers, and then the surface of the lake become really calm. Even you can see with your eyes, and then it's totally calm. Then, after that, we took the sample of the water from there. And before from the control water, there are no water crystals at all because it's polluted water. But after he sent the prayer to the water, from that, the marvelous, like sacred shapes of the hexagonal, amazing, unbelievable, beautiful water crystal showed up. And there was a spiral in the background.
I
Oh
mean, it
my
was
God.
really,
Yeah.
really spectacular.
Yes. And, even the photographer was so surprised. No way. There should not be a water crystal like this from this polluted water. That he was like, wow, fell off from the chair. That's what he said actually. Yeah. And then, oh my God. Then after that, the dead body of the woman floating up, you know. And then a week after that, criminal was arrested. And because of the purification of the water, and then the soul of her body, of course, purified, and then the body came up to the surface of the lake. And
It's a
yeah,
pretty
it's
amazing story.
amazing story. And then also, my father had a prayer ceremony at the Lake Biwa. That was the mother lake of Japan. And, there the water of Lake Biwa was so polluted at that time. And then every year in the summer, like falling out, really harvest, and then, gave bad odor, the smell, and then a lot of complaints, from the people living there. Um, but they had their ceremony at the lakeside of Lake Biwa together with 200 people from early morning on July 25th of 1999, together with his mentor, Kototama teacher, Dr. Shioya, and also the Buddhist monk was present. And we sent a prayer. We say some mantra for the world peace. And then after that, the water crystal, of course, showed so beautifully before and after. And not only that, the bad smell from the lake just stopped. And then no complaints at all. Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
then even the newspaper reported that, oh, this year there are no bad smell from the lake, but we don't know why. So so everybody, we know that we are the power prayer that cleanse the water, and then yeah, as a result. And so
And
yeah,
your
no
dad
more.
would explain that. He would say that if our prayers and intentions are pure, using water as a medium, a multi-dimensional power can take place. So
Yes, at that time, like 200 people were there, and with the pure intention, um, because they're mentors and teachers, and they follow really their teaching. So really had a pure prayer, together. So I think that was, yeah, became a really huge energy to
that those
cleanse the water.
images were amazing. We should pull
Mm.
them up here and show them to you. And also last year on World Water Day, we conducted our first online water crystal experiment, Water Peace Project with you and Dr. Kamunga Andra. And then we repeated it on Earth Day, Dr. Emoto's birthday, and International Peace Day. And it was really check amazing out because there were a lot of beautiful water crystals. You can clearly see how after the water had received the prayers, how many beautiful water crystals were created. Let's have a look at that. And that is really beautiful. Every time I look at water crystals, I'm reminded of how we really are creating our reality from our
Mm.
thoughts and how all water is connected. And so, again, now we really need global resonance to protect humanity, the future of this planet. We need to come together as one, and we need people to take global action, right? To get the facts, get involved with what resonates with you. And if you want to get involved in denuclearization activism, we have a few call to actions, and we'll put the links in the chat for you. Our first call to action, it's super simple. You can sign PIP's petition about not to dump the 1.2 million tons of radioactive material into the ocean. And also tonight, the Mothers for Peace is hosting a webinar on the current state of Fukushima evacuees, the government's plan to release the water into the ocean, and again, what actions can be taken. And that's a live Zoom event. I think they only have room for about 100 people, so you have to register in advance. We'll put the link in the chat for you, and we're also going to share the video after the talk is done. And Mothers for Peace has allied organizations that are also doing amazing work. And I'll put that link in the chat for you also, but just have a look and see what resonates with you. They're doing a lot of, they're even taking samples of water and collecting data like that. So it's really important stuff. And our second call to action is the UN. It has a groundwater challenge. And actually the UN is where Dr. Emoto had delivered his speech about water and first declared the peace project there. And so I know he would like this challenge. And this challenge is to create and share a 60-second video about your groundwater, which is really important because groundwater provides most of our fresh water. And how your groundwater affects you and your community, environment, and maybe what it's used for in the area. And this is a global challenge, so it will be like a select group that they're going to select and share those videos for their summit with, I think, policymakers and stuff. So it's really important because that's really hands-on. We can actually see what's happening in our communities, and together we can make a difference. And so you'll share your groundwater story on social media, hashtag my groundwater story, hashtag World Water Day, hashtag Water Peace Project. We have a third call to action, and this is the Day Without Water Challenge. And this is brought on by the Waterbearers, and participants who want to join this challenge, you pledge by saving water, and you use 1 5-gallon bucket of water on or before March 22nd, which is World Water Day. And if you only have 1 bucket, how will you use it? And how does this affect your life? And what did you learn by it? So, and you can share that story, whether you do a photo or a video, hashtag Day Without Water, hashtag I am water bearer. I will put these in the link for you. And our fourth call to action, as always, is to take the Water for Peace pledge, because we believe that by holding the intentions of peace towards water, by thinking and acting with the intentions of peace towards water, that water can and will bring peace to our bodies and the world. And now that you know that consciousness affects water and our prayers, we can help heal all the people, plants, animals, land, and water by thinking and speaking and acting with peace. So please take our Water for Peace pledge. And Hiro, I'm so grateful for the resonance that's brought us together and the lessons that your father taught me, and how he urged everyone the importance to start living with love and gratitude, and to also remember that all of the answers lie in water. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
And
Thank you so
also,
much.
you're welcome. And also, water is our greatest teacher.
Mm.
We continue to honor your father and the resonance of love and gratitude. And also, starting today for the next 11 days until World Water Day. And following the stream, we're going to show a little video about the Day Without Water Challenge. And today, also at 11 a.m., join us for our March 11th Water for Peace ceremony and consciousness experiment. We have the Waterbearers joining us, and we will have a daily water meditation of love and gratitude each day until March 22nd on World Water Day. And that's when Hiro will join us again with Dr. Kumunga Andrahanetti, and we will conduct a World Water Day ceremony and water crystal photography experiment. So anyone can join us. Please, all it takes is your sincere heart. And also to learn more about our water ceremonies, our consciousness experiments, please visit us at waterpeaceproject.org. Together we can make a difference. Individually, we're one drop, and together we're an ocean. Thank you, and we love you.
Thank you.
Arigato. Bye now.